This is the Kestrel Country Podcast, where we discuss the people, places, and events all around Kestrel Country. Hello and welcome to the Kestrel Country Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Church, joined here once again by my lovely wife and co-host, Kathryn.
Hello, hello.
And we are here this beautiful summer day in June.
The
awesome.
Weather finally switched on Tuesday.
I know,
Summer
it was the
came in,
official first day of summer.
and it landed.
And we had the first really nice sunny day. It's been a cold and wet one.
It has. It's made for a beautiful green Palouse, but it's been really cold. The kids had swimming lessons begin on Monday and in the pouring rain. And then Tuesday it was sunny. It was great.
Although, it was funny. I had lunch with somebody who recently moved here from Florida this week and was talking to Jared about the weather. And I feel like we've had some abnormally warm Junes the last few years.
We really have.
But really, in some ways, this is more normal.
It is.
Because we were, thinking back about that time where we had that snow June 10th. June is often kind of wet and cold, which is why I've always been pushing to move school later. But yeah, so it's maybe a little bit more normal. And in some ways it makes sense. Like Moscow is maybe one of the places where the summer solstice really fits.
Yeah.
Like summer really kind of goes from June 21st to September 21st. September is usually warm and nice.
It's a gorgeous month.
So
and growing up here, usually July 4th was kind of iffy too on the warmth for July 4th, but you can kind of plan on after the 4th, it would be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it makes sense. But I do feel like the last couple of years, we keep telling people who've moved here, especially in our industry, it's like, no, don't worry, this isn't normal. And yet at the same time, I feel like we're saying that about every different thing that comes down the pipe. Like last June wasn't normal. This June wasn't normal.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So what is normal?
Well, so we were going to talk today some about just, the podcast itself, right, is people, places, and events all around Kestrel Country. Kestrel Country being kind of the Palouse, this area that we live and work in, right?
Correct.
So we were going to talk about summer activities. Speaking of kicking off summer, what are some things to do, things to hit? And I always kind of feel like it's funny when we do these because there's a combination of places that we've gone to that we're like, oh man, you got to do that. Yep. And then there's always places that I'm thinking, why haven't we done that yet? Like we need to go do that.
It's kind of
ridiculous. Always hard when you're in your own town, when somebody's visiting a place, they do all the things and you're like, man, I've never even done that.
Yeah. To explore your own location, I think is the hardest part.
And that's what we want to encourage ourselves.
And so no guest today, in case you were wondering. This is not just the intro. We're launching straight on into the podcast. It's just us.
Yeah. So I'm not going to play any more music. We're there.
We're here, but we're going to keep it short today. But we did want to say, if you are having somebody come in from out of town or you just want to go explore, and this is for our benefit too, because we need to be exploring, like you said, more or hitting more of these more often. So
first thing, to piggyback off the last podcast.
Yep.
Was it the last one with Isaac?
The last one we've dropped. We have a market report in the pipeline that needs to happen. But.
So, talked with Isaac Grauke. It was funny. I went this morning. We were hiking together anyway. We were talking about the podcast and about Spring Valley because Dara just went out there. So we did that after the podcast I had with Isaac. Yep. It was kind of inspired saying, I need to get my kids out fishing. Like we need to get them that success. So we went, when was that?
It was a couple Sundays ago. Our camping trip got flooded out. Well, not literally flooded out.
Maybe. We don't know. We didn't try it, but
we canceled our camping trip instead. And so we were doing something else fun and we landed on, especially after Isaac's, we went fishing at Spring Valley. We got rained on at the end. So it was perfect. Enough of an adventure.
Super easy. So we went to Tri-State ahead of time, bought some power bait, bought some worms, a few little of those things. I had gone we went to North 40, got some Zebco 33s for the kids. That's like what I grew up, first fishing rod.
Asa has the ugly stick. He likes his ugly stick.
And there's the Eric Church song that talks about Zebco 33. So, but we, so we just went there, picked up some of that, and went out to Spring Valley. Super easy, quick.
30 minutes away.
No.
Not even?
Not even. No way.
Oh, really?
No way.
Okay, so 20 minutes?
20.
So 20 minutes out to Spring Valley from Moscow.
Yep. And we went out and caught a ton of bluegill.
Yep.
And some pretty big ones.
Yep.
We just threw them all back, but
Ida was the most successful.
And it makes great little panfish. We didn't catch any rainbows.
Yeah.
We were a little disappointed in that, but it was a fun time. The kids just had a ball reeling in these bluegills, and super fun. So that's definitely something you should do.
And easy to do because it's so close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something for locals. I mean, I know you mentioned people coming in from out of town, but even just for locals, get out there, take advantage of it. And it's so close and easy.
Cell service is really not great, at least with AT&T. But if you needed that.
What are some other like close, quick, easy?
So other close, quick ones to do, and we've done this with your grandparents, and they loved it, and it's not an uncommon one. We love it. We talk about Idler's Rest a lot, and that's 5 minutes outside of town. But it's a big cedar grove managed by I'm blanking on the name now.
The
Land Trust.
Blues Land Trust.
Thank you. Yeah, Blues Land Trust. And it's gorgeous. It's easy walking. So for your elderly grandparents, it was no problem to get down there, and it's cool in the grove, and of course just fun to explore, and the kids have a blast with that. And
that's speaking of Kestrel country stuff, that was I think that was the first like
that
local sticker
made.
design we did, and the whole idea is like this, promoting those places that are really in your backyard but maybe
awesome,
you're
just not hitting.
Going to.
So that's a really fun one to hit.
That's a good idea.
That one. Phillips Farm is another one that's towards Viola, and again it's like 5 minutes outside of town, and that's a great one. It's a pretty easy hike too. A little more of a slope, but really a fun one with the kids, and you can pack a picnic lunch, and it used to be an old farm. It's not anymore, but you can go hike around it. So those are ones that are really close by. If you want one that's a little further, and it's actually in Washington, but we like taking people to Kamiak Butte.
That's a fun hike.
And it's not a bad hike, but it is an uphill hike. But once you get to the top, the views are outstanding. So in order to really see the Palouse, that one's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that one, how far away?
That's probably, again, 20 minutes.
You think so?
Like a 20.
Maybe a little more.
Oh, from Moscow? Yeah, probably maybe more like 30.
Yeah. So for the hikes, those would be the first three I would recommend.
The views are awesome. Great spot. Take pictures.
Yep.
And all of that, for sure.
And not that hard to do. It can be a morning and a fun activity. Not too bad with littles. It's really fun.
And then similar distance, be down to the river, going to Lewiston, whether you've got a boat or not.
Yep.
Getting out on the water. There is Hell's Gate State Park. There's a little beach there you can get in. There's actually, especially if you do have a boat down there, there's awesome boating opportunities for the summer. It's always about 10 degrees warmer down there. Yep. These like summer evenings, you'll have just a warm breeze coming up the river. It's really awesome.
And it usually
and if you like to fish, there's killer bass fishing down there, actually, all around the rocks and stuff. So that's really fun. And Granite Point.
I think they're closing Granite Point down.
Oh, really?
I feel like I saw that.
This is why you can't have nice things. The college students ruined it with their partying. Well, you should look into it. If it is open, it's a cool place to go. There's some cliff jumping and that kind of stuff.
But it might not be. But Dvorak is also a really fun one to explore. Dvorak Reservoir. Right?
Yeah.
And if they've dropped the water, it's a great one to go launch your boat, and they have floating docks out there, and it's big.
It is huge. It's it really is like a high mountain lake. Mountains kind of coming down into it, really beautiful. But because it is all kind of public land around it, Army Corps of Engineers, and that there's no houses on it. So it's just really cool. You feel like, and you really are kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
Great fishing again. And then you can go down to actually see the dam. And it is, I believe, the tallest, there's technicalities here, right?
Yeah.
It's the tallest single access concrete dam in North America, I believe. There's bigger dams, but like of that particular type of construction. So it's really cool. It's really, really impressive, cool to see. And then Orofino down at the bottom of the dam is another cool place. There's, we haven't done it. No. Again, something we should do this year. Friends tube you can kind of put in up above Orofino and kind of float down the river a little later in the season. Right now it'd be super cold super fast. But Orofino, there's some places to get food down there, and cool place to explore as well.
Yeah. So for water options, Lewiston, the Snake River, right, or the confluence. And Dvorak.
Or head up north and go to Coeur d'Alene. Hayburn State Park. Again, if you're just going to kind of enjoy the bottom of the lake, little beach there and stuff like that, it's a great spot. Canoe, kayak, paddleboard, that kind of stuff. Or obviously you can boat all around the lake. So there really is. It's funny, as I tell people this all the time.
Yeah.
Moscow it's not a lake town, right? It's
Nope.
not a river town, mountain town, ski town. It doesn't, but within a fairly short drive, we have all that stuff. Which
in like 3 hours, you can hit that.
Yeah.
And that's
actually, so we're sitting here in my office. I've got my map of Idaho. And that's what's cool when you look at where Moscow is. It's in this spot where there's these deep canyons, there's big lakes, there's mountains, there's, everything, a whole ton of variety of terrain really close to here. So there's a ton of opportunities, and some of them that we need to put on our list.
Yeah.
For this
or they're just fun to
summer,
hit or repeat hit. And some of these are super easy. It can be just an afternoon or, like you said, an evening down with the boat.
Speaking of Coeur d'Alene area, the route of the Hiawathas,
the trail,
the bike trail. Mm-hmm. Another thing that we haven't done yet with our kids, but you can actually get a bus. This is quite a bit further than Coeur d'Alene, actually, but like up to Wallace area, Kellogg, up I-90, and you can start on the higher end. Basically, you have a big, long downhill ride, and then get a shuttle back to the beginning, which is another cool local thing to do. Even though, even just bike riding around here, though, you've got the Palouse Trail, which is awesome. You go to Pullman, all the way out to Troy. Yep. Great paved trail. Ride out to Troy and get some donuts
there's the filling
station
in Troy. So you can hit, there's a coffee shop and spot, and then coming back into town.
Bike to Pullman and get ice cream, or there's a lot of those fun activities, just kind of great summer things to do here when it's quieter around Moscow too.
It's not as quiet as it used to be. But in terms of the other food favorites, if you're new, not a local, we would always tell you to go hit Panhandle. You have to get some ice cream on Main Street.
Oh yeah. Panhandle's awesome.
It's
seasonal
fantastic.
Flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
Yep.
Fun spot.
So Panhandle's a must, especially if you're doing it with kids. Yeah. If you aren't doing things with kids maybe you are older kids or it's couples, we just did the 5-course, which was a first for us at Lodgepole to actually do their preset 5-course. And it was fantastic. They don't tell you what you're getting, which is fun and exciting. And it takes all the guesswork out of it for you.
What was your favorite?
My favorite course
of that?
I love mushrooms so much. And they had mushrooms with their brie and apricot. Was that what it was?
It was good.
It was good. But the
Not
salad,
as good as the Wagyu beef though.
The salad was also really good because they put labna as the base. I've talked about the salad to a few people. So labna is the base and then the salad on top. And they had crispy caviar lentils, which is cool because lentils are very local. I don't know if they grow caviar lentils here, but they were the crispy crunch that added on the top. So it was fantastic. And we did it with the wine pairing too. So all the guesswork was taken out of it. The presentation was fantastic. The descriptions on the wine, all of it was just really enjoyable. Well done.
Yeah. Speaking of wine, Revora.
Yep.
Awesome. That's a great summer activity too. Go down there, tasting, wine tasting right over the river.
Yep.
You've got the Potlatch River coming in, emptying into the Clearwater right there. Kind of that. It's not quite a confluence, but
you're overlooking it. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We have a podcast with Lane on that one. Yep, all about it, which is fun. But that is how far from Moscow too, if we're looking at drive time?
Yeah, that's about a 30-minute drive.
Yeah, so not bad.
Yeah.
But really pretty and so worth doing their tasting room.
Within that 30-minute drive too, you got Deary and the Pie Safe.
Yes.
You go out there.
Yep.
And you could go out to Deary. A lot of these things you can combine, right? Yep. You could go out to Deary, Pie Safe, and then you're not that far as well from just some really cool spots to get up in the mountains. Mm-hmm. If you want to go four-wheeling or dirt biking or whatever, there's, a bunch of access there to like Vassar Meadows area. You go out there, pass there a little bit and turn south from Helmer is Park Road. And the Park Road goes out and there's a bunch of really cool kind of mountain areas to go explore up there too. Head out all the way out to Elk River.
Yeah, Elk River.
Elk River.
And you can do
hike and see Elk River Falls, which is gorgeous. And that's kind of the end of the road.
That is the end of the road. You can grab Huckleberry ice cream somewhere.
Yeah, Huckleberry ice cream downtown. Mm-hmm. Elk River Falls, well worth the drive. And again, some of those you get out there or further north, Harvard, and then up north from Harvard, you get into like the White Pine, Scenic Drive up there to the Palouse Divide. Again, those areas, you're getting out of the sun a little bit. It's cooler. smell the pines, the high mountain air. It's really fun. And again, that's part of that variety. You go from the rolling open hills of the Palouse to the white pine country up into the mountains.
Or then down into the canyon.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So what other food spots do we need?
I was hitting local Moscow. So Panhandle, of course, for the kids. Lodgepole if you want something fancy.
Yep, Tapped.
Tapped
We
for,
talked a lot about them for a beer.
Well, or for the whole family. That's
we
a great
did
one.
just recently is, again, games at Journey's End.
Which is also
and
super
they have
fun.
ice cream.
They do have
great ice
and
cream.
shakes. The kids are big fans of the shakes, the
Which
French
is a fun
fries.
summer activity. And everything right now, it's just quieter with all the students gone. No offense to the students, but it
kind of been dogging on
it quiets down and gets nice. And so it's just a nice time to be downtown and go to these restaurants and stuff when it's a little quieter.
Good for the restaurants too.
We just also went to Fazari's down in Clarkston.
Yep.
Fun pizza place down there.
Where you
really
step back in
old
time.
School.
Yep. You step back in time.
Yeah.
And then they have the window so you can watch them making the pizza, but you are in, the 60s, I feel like. Probably step back in time.
Yeah, it does feel that way. That's really fun. Probably our favorite down there is the Shotzi pizza, which is mustard,
order that.
Sauerkraut, onions, Polish sausage. It sounds a little crazy.
It's really good.
But it's really good. And we've done that after boating too.
Yes.
So it's a fun time. Go down,
and
do some boating, get on the water, and then you're hungry and ready for pizza.
Yeah. And if you do ever ask where these things are, you just have to call Mike for directions because he can point you in the right direction.
Kathryn,
and
I
sure can't.
That east or south?
So feel free to give Mike a call on where to go.
That's funny.
But I think we need to keep it wrapped up because we're trying to shoot for 20 minutes on this one.
Oh, we've got a couple more minutes.
Okay. Well, what else are you wanting to hit?
Strong.
What else are you wanting to hit?
Going strong. Well, thinking of other things to do around here.
Yeah.
What are some other what are
Well, we have a
things that
jump
you're doing with
place.
the
The kids love to go to the jump place, which is called Defy now. It's Defy Moscow. But that's an indoor activity.
Okay, now we've talked about panning for garnets.
Okay.
A bunch. So tell us what you found out.
I tried this year. So I think I tried in 2020 when it was COVID lockdown. So it was closed. And so this year I was like, oh, great, we'll go do it. And it's up by St. Mary's. I believe you can actually camp too. So I have
by
to.
Clarkia?
Maybe it's by Clarkia.
See, which this is not why that far from St. Mary's.
Okay, so I'm not totally off base.
I don't know.
I think it's close to St. Mary's, and I called the Chamber of Commerce up there, and they open the permitting 90 days before Memorial Day, I believe is what he told me. So you have 3 months before Memorial Day where you can start buying permits. When I called, it was a couple weeks ago, mid-June, they were already sold out for the summer. So you want to mark your calendars to plan ahead for that, which I'm going to do.
You gotta get on top of it.
To get on top of it, because then you can go up and pan for garnets with the kids. If you felt like camping, book a campsite too. But Idaho is known for the star garnet, and outside of India, is that right? It's the only place in the world I think you can find them. Wow. I'm going to have to fact check all of this and then put it in the notes. But
panning for garnets, you got to get permits.
You got to get the permits.
The other thing though is huckleberry picking.
Yep.
You're going to have to do your research on that and try to find somebody. Most people will not give up their huckleberry spots.
Yep.
But huckleberry is the other thing you can get out.
And go with someone who knows.
Like gold. I mean,
they're so good.
So
but you also don't want to eat the ones that they look like huckleberries, but they're not. You want to be careful.
We're not endorsing poisoning yourself.
So please.
But
make sure you go with someone who knows what they actually are.
Get out there.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of past morel season, but there's lots of foraging and cool stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's tons of stuff to do.
There's tons of stuff. But if you are visiting specifically.
And check out Visit North Central Idaho website too. I was on there the other day. They've got tons of different activities, tons of things to go to. So visit northcentralidaho.com or something, or at least Google that. So
perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, get out and enjoy your summer.
Yeah. Have fun at it.
Thanks for joining us. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next week.